Hi, Kyo. Good evening. Hi, Kyo. Good evening, Kyo boy.
Hello, teacher.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, teacher.
Okay, so by the way, before that, let me ask your scores.
My score
Yeah. Do you have your scores there? Did you remember? I have here the
I
list.
think not.
Okay, you've got 2,810, Kyo boy.
Okay.
Okay. Kyo, tomorrow we don't have class in the morning, right? It's only in the night.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know with your mom. Maybe uh because you have class already in school tomorrow.
Oh,
You will go to school tomorrow.
yeah.
Okay, you will going back to school. How was the corona in your place?
It was terrified.
Terrified. Why? What makes it terrified? Why? Because
There are a lot of people are suffering.
oh, a lot of people are suffering. Why? Why they suffer? Because
They have a corona on their.
they have a corona on their body. They have corona in their body. Oh, so sad. A lot of people now is suffering from corona. Oh my God, Keo. It's not good after all. Okay. So now, Keo, I will teach you and will share you about this one. Okay, where am I? Okay, corona really brings nothing. Corona just ruined the world. The world.
Yeah.
Okay. So this morning, we asked this one. Okay, now you try to answer this number 5. We are not yet done. Okay. Look at number 5. Okay. First, I will repeat. I will repeat the answer. When I'm with my best friend Sophie, I feel completely relaxed. Okay. My answer for that is this one. My answer is, what is it? At ease. Okay. And then he keeps sending me silly text messages and starting to annoy me. The word to annoy me, it means get on my nerve. I got angry. Okay. Annoy me, it means you get into my nerves. Next, number 3. It's odd when a friend move away and you stop communicating with them. What is that? Stop communicating. What do you mean by that one, Keo?
I stop communicating.
Communicating, not talking. Stop talking. What's that?
Uh,
Lost in?
Lost in touch.
Okay, lost in touch. It means when you stop communicating, it means you lost in stop. I mean, you lost in touch. Okay, next one here. Another one. We have number 3. Okay, this one is lose in touch, at ease, and get my nerves. Okay, next. Louis doesn't seem very intelligent the first time you see him, but he is. What do you mean by the word the first time you see him?
Uh,
What do you mean by the word the first time you see him? What's that? Louis doesn't seem very intelligent, Keo. The first time you see him, but he is blank. What is that? He is?
he is.
He is? He is what? He is what?
I don't.
He is first
I
time,
don't know.
first time, the first time. The first time you see him. What's that? First time. What do you think?
I can't think nothing.
Okay. You can think nothing. The first time. What do you mean by first time? Look at the hand of first. Where is the first there?
Oh,
What is that?
at first sight.
Very good, Kayo. At first sight. First time, first sight. Now, from the way looks at Mark, Zoe looks at Mark, and I think she really likes him. What do you mean by the word she really likes him? Break my heart? Attracted to. You pick one. Break my heart or attracted to?
I think
When you say, okay,
attracted to.
okay, very good. It means attracted to. You mean first, when you say like someone, attract someone. Very good. Number 6 here. Let's move to number 6. Number 6. I love Carla and I'm going to ask her to marry me. What do you mean by the word marry me?
Propose to her.
Very good. Propose to her. When you say marry me, it means propose to her. Okay, very good. Next, number 7. Those people are annoying me. I want them to stop talking to me. Those people are annoying me. I want them to stop talking to me.
Annoy me.
Okay, what's the answer? Those people are annoying me. I want them to stop talking to me. Stop talking to me, it means what?
It means leave me alone.
Okay, stop talking to me. It's leave me alone. Very good, Kayo boy. Stop talking to me. Leave me alone. Very good. Next one. Okay, where is it? Number 9. It will make me very, very sad if you marry somebody else. Okay, what is the answer? It will make me very, very sad if you may marry somebody else. What is that? What's the answer? It will make me very, very sad. What do you mean by that word? What do you think is the answer here? If you marry someone else, it will make me very, very sad. What's that?
The answer
Yes?
is hard.
Okay, no. What is the answer? Break my heart or keep me company?
Break my heart.
Okay, break my heart. When you say very, very sad, it means you break my heart. Very, very sad. Okay, you understand now? 10. Sometimes I think Jeff forgets how lucky he is to have me as a friend. The word he is, how lucky he is to have a friend. What is that? What do you think is the answer? Keeps me company or takes me for granted?
Me comedy.
Keep me company. Okay, very good, Kayo. When you say, okay, forgets how lucky he is to have me as a friend. Okay, no, Kayo. He said, forgets how lucky he is to have me as a friend. Okay, it means takes me for granted. Jeff takes me for granted when he forgets me to be his friend. Okay, that's the answer. Takes me to granted because he forgot me as a friend. Okay, that's the answer. Okay, now let's have here. We already done fixing the phrases. Now, we have here a brief engagement. It's quite hard. This is Emily Dickinson. Okay. Now here we have here some words. Okay. Don't use abbreviations such as contractive form like want. Okay. We have here exam tips because we already have exam tips. Okay. We'll have move here to discussions. Linking expressions. We have to move here in discussion pattern. Okay. So we are already here. Adverb of degree. We have to discuss this. This is here the modal verbs. Okay. I will have to tell you about the modal verbs. Okay. So we are done already with the tenses of the verbs. We have to go to the modal verbs. Okay. What is modal verbs? Okay, here. Modal verbs, Kayo, is the we have the ability, we have possibility, we have impossibility, and certainty. We have four, okay? So I will discuss this and then after I will show you some video on the YouTube to add for you to understand more, okay? Teacher will discuss this and then after that, teacher will give you hint or will give you more learning on the YouTube. Okay, I will let you watch about modal verbs. Okay, because our lesson for today, aside from the answer, fixing the phrase, we have to move to the grammar modal verbs. Okay, in the modal verbs, first we have ability. Okay, to express ability in the present, we use can or be able to. Okay, again, to express ability in the present, we use can or be able to. Look at this one. On a clear day, you can see mountains from my balcony. I'm not able to read without my glasses. Okay, so this is your ability. How far you can have this? Okay, on on a clear day, you can see the mountains from my balcony. You can see the mountains from my balcony. Next one, I'm not able to read without my glasses. Okay, number next. For general ability in the past, we use could or be able to. Another, general ability in the past. Okay, first one lesson, this express ability, it's in the present. When we say present, we use can. Okay? When it is past tense, Kiyo, we use could. Okay? Kiyo, you listen to teacher? Please listen
Okay.
to teacher. Again, when we say it's present, we use can. But when we say it's past, we use could. Okay? Okay,
Okay.
Kayo? Okay, yeah. Okay, now, so for general ability in the past, we're talking about the past, we use could. Okay, the sea was warm, so we were able to swim. Look at this. We're able. This is past tense. We're able. Was able. Okay, because we are talking here past ability. Okay. In the old days, you could buy everything at the local market. That is could. Could. We use could because it's in the past general ability. Okay. Next. However, when we are talking about ability on one specific occasion in the past, we only use be able to, not could. Okay? Example, we didn't get lost because Alice was able to get direction from someone. This is specific occasion. Okay. Instead kayo, listen kayo, instead of saying, luckily we didn't get lost because Alec could get direction from someone, we will not use this one. We will not use could if we are talking occasion. Instead, we will say, luckily we didn't get lost because Alice was able to get direction from someone. Because there is this specific occasion. That's ability. Can, present. Could is past tense. Okay. Next, possibility. Okay. What's the possibility here? To say that something is possible, it means something is possible. We use could, may, or might. Okay. Number one, possibility. Without treatment, your health could be at risk. Without treatment, your health could be at rest. So you are talking here the possible thing that will happen. If you will not undergo treatment, if you will not have treatment, your health could be at risk. It could be at rest. If you will not, if you will, or your health could be at rest if you will not undergo treatment. So there is a possibility, Keo, that your health or you will get die. Your health could be at rest if you will not undergo treatment. Another, let's have a dinner indoors because it might rain later. So there is a possibility that it will rain later. Do you understand, teacher? You understand me?
Yes.
Next, another. I may be able to join you later, but I can't say for sure. I may be able to join you later, but I can't say for sure. Okay? So there is a possibility that I cannot join. Okay? Yeah, that is why I use I may be. So it means it's not sure. I may be, it's not sure. Do you understand, Keo?
Yes.
Okay, next. Next is we use could have, may have, or might have to talk about possibility in the past. Okay, that is past. She could have let us know about the change, but she forgot. They may have missed the ferry because the traffic was bad. This place might have been important in ancient times, but experts are not sure. Okay, so do you understand this? So we have
Yes.
here impossibility. Next to possibility. So when we say possibility, there is a possible thing that will happen. It's possible. It will happen. Like I will say, Ko, we will not have the class today, tonight,
That's today.
because it might it might have a power interruption, or there might have a power interruption. So teacher say there might have. So it means teacher is having the possible cause why we cannot have the class, because maybe after 30 minutes there is a power interruption. The
Yes.
electricity cut. Okay. You understand, Keo boy? Go,
Yes.
Keo. Yeah. Next is impossibility. To say that something is impossible. You know the word impossible?
Yes.
What is that?
Like something that we can't do.
Yeah, very good. Like something that we can do, it's impossible to do that. Example, we can't cross the river here because the bridge is closed. We can't cross the river because the bridge is closed. Okay, so we use can't, have, or couldn't have to talk about impossibility in the past. Can't have, or there is the word can't. It means cannot, could not. Okay, if there is the word couldn't, can't, that is impossible. Remember that. Okay. Next is certainty. When we are certain about something, we use must. Certain, it means we are not sure. You must be exhausted after walking such a long way. To talk about certainty in the past, we must have. They must have been terribly worried when their children didn't come home. Okay? So it means there is the certainty. You are worried. There is what's in your mind that you are worried because you are certain. You are not sure. Okay? Okay, Keo? So now let us check in the YouTube more about this so we can have proper what's that? Learning. As Teacher Ann explained, I will add more your learnings by watching what is in the English. Okay?
Okay.
For a while, I have to check something. Did you hear, Keo? Someone is singing in our neighbor. Someone
No.
is actually singing in the neighbor. It's just like he's singing. He is singing.
They are singing a song.
Yeah, he's singing a song. Actually, he's singing a song. He is maybe happy
Yeah, to sing a song.
because our neighbor got a new car.
Oh, your
Yeah,
neighbor got a new car
yeah.
and he want to sing a song to celebrate.
To celebrate, of course. Okay. So most of my neighbor here in our place has a car. I guess each of them has a car. My neighbor
But in
here,
here, I don't have car.
yeah, because you don't have parking area, right?
I almost had a car.
Yeah, you have a car. In our place, Kiyo, you really uh need to have a car. It's very important because our place is quite far in the city, so we need to have car.
Oh,
Yes. Okay, wait for a while, Kiyo. I'm checking on the videos. Okay, so most of my neighbors here, they have a car. Okay, I will share it now. Okay, wait. I have here. Okay, so I like this girl because she can express it properly. This one.
Hi, I'm Rebecca from Ingvid. In this lesson,
It's
you'll learn
Ingvid.
how to
It's Ingvid.
use
It's nice.
modal verbs properly and how to avoid
For
making
a
the
while,
most common
kayo.
mistakes that
Okay.
students sometimes make when using these special helping verbs. Now, even though modal
Kayo, while you
verbs
are
doesn't
listening,
sound
teacher
that
will go in the
exciting,
bathroom for a while.
when you see what
yeah.
they are,
You
you'll realize
listen.
that we use
Okay.
these verbs all the time. And so you need to know how to use them correctly, right? Okay. So let's look at what modal verbs are. So these are words that express different kinds of things. For example, they might express ability, possibility, permission, obligation, okay? And some other things like that. And they behave differently from regular verbs. And that's why they're sometimes a little bit confusing. But let's look at some examples of what modal verbs are. Can, could, may, might, should, ought to, must, have to, will, shall, and would. Okay? These are the most common ones. All right. So I'm going to give you now 3 basic rules that you can follow to avoid most of the mistakes that are usually made with the modal verbs. Okay? So first of all, make sure to use the modal verb as is. That means don't change it in the present or the past or the future. For example, we can say he can swim. This is a correct sentence. It would be wrong to say he can swim because here the student put an extra S there. All right? And we don't need to change that modal verb ever. Okay? All right. Second, use the base form of the verb after a modal. Don't use to. What do I mean by that? For example, you should say, he might join us, not he might to join us, okay? This is a really common error, so make sure you don't make this one. So don't use the full infinitive, to join, after a word like might. Just use the base form of the verb, which is join. He might join us. He could join us. He should join us. He must join us, and so on, without to. All right? Very good. Now, the next point is, if you need to use the modal verb in the negative form, then just use not after the modal. All right? Don't add any extra words most of the time. There's one little exception, I'll explain that to you. But for most of them, don't use words like don't, or doesn't, or isn't, aren't, wasn't, won't. Okay? So with most of these modal verbs, just say not. For example, you should not smoke. Not, you don't should smoke. All right? So here the student knows and learned all these other words, don't, doesn't, isn't, aren't, all that, and try to use it when using the modal verb, but that's wrong. Okay? So the only exception is with the verb, with the modal verb have to. There, if you want to make it negative, you need to say you don't have to do this. Okay? But with the other ones, we just say you cannot, you could not, you may not, you might not, you should not, you ought not to. Okay? So there you have to be careful where to place it. You must not. This one I told you is an exception. You will not, you shall not, and you would not. Okay? And the other thing to keep in mind, when you're using this word and not, this is a really common mistake. So the important thing to remember, this actually becomes one word, okay? Only in that case. You don't say can, you say cannot, but it's actually one word, all right? Most of the time, almost always, not is a separate word with all of the other modal verbs, but not with can. With can, it actually becomes one word. I cannot arrive. Okay? On time, like that. Okay, so now that you've got these basic rules and you've understood how it works, let's do some practice to see how well you've understood. Okay, so let's get started with our exercises. Now,
you listen for the exercises,
just in case you didn't remember them exactly.
Some
First
of
one,
the
remember, use it as it
exercises.
is. Don't change the modal verb.
As
Second
is,
one, use
no
it the base verb.
change.
Don't use the full infinitive to something. And the last one, use not after the modals when it's negative. Okay? All right, try to keep those in mind. But most of all, let's look at the actual examples and you tell me what's wrong with them. There is something wrong with each and every one of these sentences. Okay. Number one, you must to finish your homework.
Okay, what's the answer? You must not.
What's wrong there? What did the person do wrong?
It's the word
to. All right?
to.
This was our second
To should not
rule,
be.
right? You cannot to.
Do not use to. Must finish your homework. Okay. Do not
That's it.
put to.
Number two, I don't can
yeah,
drive.
to is the wrong.
I don't can
drive. Okay, what's the wrong here?
What should it be? I
can. This wrong. I can't
drive. Okay,
I
that's
cannot
what we said here
drive.
In the third rule, right? That just use not when it's negative.
I cannot.
All right? And remember, with the word
cannot,
it's
one word. Cannot.
Right. Number three.
What's the wrong?
You should not to smoke. You should not to smoke. What's wrong there?
What's wrong there, Kyo?
Okay, again.
The word to.
When you take out this to, the sentence should be you should not smoke.
You should not
so again,
smoke.
You don't want to use the to. Just use the base form of
the word to. There is, remember, Kyo, in
okay,
modals,
number
no
4.
to.
We not could call you.
We not could
could call you, some people say.
We
but
couldn't
it's not
call
right.
you.
What should it be? We.
Okay. We could not
call you.
Not
Remember,
call you.
Not goes after the
modal.
Okay, not anywhere else. He might go to sleep. He might go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
That's right.
Might.
It should be. Might go to sleep. Okay?
There is no letter
This was
F.
our rule number 1 here at the top.
Use as
and
no change.
The rule was that we don't change anything, right? We just say he might go to sleep. We never change the modal, right? Next, number 6. They can to stay with us. Very kind. They can to stay with us. It's a very kind suggestion. It's not grammatically correct.
Okay, what's the word?
What do we need
to take out? The to
Okay.
again. They can stay with us. Don't put to and modals, Kyo. Okay?
They can leave. They can
I will
whatever. but
Yeah.
no
Two
to.
in model
No
two.
to.
This
No
was
to
our
in modals.
rule number 2.
That's
okay?
rule number 2. No
All right.
to.
Number 7. We would not to arrive on time.
Again, to.
We would not to arrive on time. Again, we want to take out
The
these
word
two. And the reason why this
to.
keeps happening is
We would
because
not.
this is the most common mistake. All right, so that's why I have more of those here for you to review. We would not arrive on time. Good. And the last one,
She
wills
wills
return soon.
Okay, what's the
She
wrong?
wills
She
return soon.
wills return
Okay,
soon.
so what's wrong there?
There
The first
is
rule up here.
the rule
Okay.
number 1,
S.
no S. Very
The
good.
rule says that
No
the
S.
modal verb doesn't change. And
She
here
will
it did get changed. So we have to take out the S,
soon.
and then it will become she will return soon, which is correct. Okay? I know there are a few things to keep in mind, but the more
Very
you
good,
practice,
Gail. You
the
understand
better you're
this?
going to get at
The
it.
3
So
rules?
please go to our website,
Okay, the 3 rules, Gail. What are the 3 rules? First, we have
No S.
no S. Second, no to. Third, use not after modals. Okay, you understand?
Yes.
Okay, next one here. So we'll be having another modals lesson. Okay, this is, I like this girl in the English vid. She's good at modals. She's good actually on discussing about this one. Okay. More about modals. These are the type of modals. Okay, we'll check this type of modals. We learned the 3 rules, no as, not to, and use not.
Modal verbs.
Okay, look at the modal verbs. The modal verb, look at this one. This is the pattern.
Type. Modal verbs. Examples. Ability.
Okay, we have here. This is what we
Permission.
discussed. Sorry.
Advice.
Vice.
Obligation. Possibility.
Obligation.
Okay.
Can. Could. David can speak 3 languages.
He could
fluent
speak
French
fluent
when
French
he was
when he
5.
was 5. This is the ability. It means your ability.
Can,
your ability,
could, or
Keo,
may.
that you can. Look at this one. David can speak 3 languages. That's ability of
Can I
David.
sit in that
Keo,
chair,
example,
please?
I will say, Keo can
Could I open the window?
speak. You can speak English. You understand?
May I borrow your dictionary?
Permission. It means, okay, look at permission. You ask permission.
Permission.
Okay.
Should.
Should. Advice, you will use the word should. You should
visit your
dentist
at least twice a
week.
year.
Twice a year.
You should try to lose weight.
Okay, that's an advice.
Must or have to.
Have to.
I must memorize all of these
Must
rules
memorize
about
all
tenses.
of those rules.
You have to take off your shoes before you get into the mosque.
Possibility. Might,
may,
or could.
or can. It looks nice, but it might be very expensive.
Might be very expensive.
Richard may be coming to see us tomorrow.
Okay.
Modal verbs asking permission.
Okay, Keo.
Okay.
Wait for a while. Okay, this one. Okay, so we have here, Keo. First is we have here. Okay, look at this, Keo. So we have here the types of modal verbs. Okay, the type of modal verbs here, Keo. This one, ability, permission, advice, and possibility. Obligation and possibility. First, we have the modal verbs that we use. We already discussed this, but Teacher Ann wants you to learn more about that. Can and could. When we say ability, what is your ability? Keo, what is your
I
ability?
can speak English
And
very well.
okay, I can speak English very well. How about Chinese? You have your Chinese lesson?
Yeah.
Okay, you have Chinese language? You have Chinese? You know how to speak Chinese, Keo?
Yes.
Okay, so Keo can speak 2 languages. I mean, 3 languages. He could
Yeah.
speak fluent English when he was still 6 years old. Okay, that's good. So that is your ability, Keo. You can speak
Speak
3
English.
languages and you are fluent in English. Okay, very good. That's it, Kan. You understand ability? You understand this? Okay, next, permission. When you say permission, it means you ask something. You ask something like, can I sit? Okay, so when you say permission, you will have to use 3 modals. Can, could, and may. Okay, can I sit in the chair, please? Okay, you ask permission. Could I open the window? May I borrow your dictionary? May I borrow your pencil, Keo? So you ask permission. You understand this? Okay.
Yes.
So when you are permission, the type of permission, you use the modal verb 3. Can, could, and may. How about advice? When you are trying to advise someone, you use the modal verb should. Okay? You have to use the modal verb should. You should visit your dentist at least twice a year. You should try to lose weight. You should study advice. Another obligation. So when we say obligation, Kayo, it means you are obliged to do it. It's very important. You have to do it. It's very important. Obligation, you will say, I must memorize all these rules about tenses. I must memorize all these rules about tenses. That is obligation. So you have to do it. Okay, you understand, Keo? You understand?
Okay.
Okay, like
Yes.
you have, Keo, to take off your shoes before you get into the mosque. You know what is mosque? You know what is this?
Mom.
Mosque, you know what is that? Mosque, this is the church, the holy church of the Muslim. When you are entering big church, it's the holy place of the Muslim. You have to take off your shoes or else it's not good. You have to take off your shoes when you enter the holy place of the Muslim. Okay. Next, possibility. Possibility, the one I told you a while ago, might, may, could, or can. It looks nice, but it might be very expensive. Okay? Okay.
Okay.
The weather is not good. There might be a storm. Okay. So you have to put in the possible reason or the possible things that will happen. You understand? You understand, Keo? La,
Yes.
like Richard may be coming to see us tomorrow. Okay, like maybe. So it means you
Might
are
be.
looking forward what will happen. Possible happen. Okay, you understand, Keo? And
Yes.
when we say impossible, the one in the book in Cambridge, when we say impossible, we will use the word not after the modals. Do you understand? It's in rule number 3. Use not in the modals. Do you understand, Keo? Okay,
Yes.
I would like to give you more hint about modals. We'll have to show another video about this. Okay, we have here modal verbs. This one. Let us listen about this girl discussing. Sorry. Okay, discussing about
Do you
models.
need to improve your use of modal verbs in your daily conversations?
Okay.
Are the differences between can you and could you and shall I and should I still a little vague? Then join me in this lesson for a complete review of English modal verbs. Hello
It's
and
AngloLink.
welcome everyone. This is Minu at AngloLink. Today we're going to review all the modal verbs. The main ones we'll be looking at are can, could, may, might, must, have to, should, shall, will, and would. If you have not studied these verbs before, I recommend that you first watch the 3 lessons in my Modal Verbs series. You will find the links in the description box below. If you already have a relatively good grasp of modal verbs and their basic uses, then this lesson will help you to review and consolidate your use of these verbs in your daily conversations. By the end of the lesson, you will be a lot more confident in your choice of modal verbs in different situations. So when you're ready, let's begin. All modal verbs can, could, may, might, should, ought to, must, will, shall, and would, plus have to and need to. Let's start with formulation. Remember that modal verbs are always followed by the infinitive without to. Can do, may find, shall see, are the same for all the pronouns I should, it should, they should. Take direct negative and question forms. We can't, can we? And never combine with another modal verb. She will may does not work.
She may.
A note about have to and need to. Have to and need to are not modal verbs. They are ordinary verbs that are also always followed by the infinitive without to, have to do, need to be, but are not the same for all the pronouns. So I, you, we, they have or need to, but he, she, it has or needs to. They take auxiliaries. For example, I don't have to, does she need to? And finally, they can combine with modal verbs. She will have to, we may need to. That's all for formulation of these verbs. Let's look at their usage, starting with can and can't.
Okay, what's the use of can and can't?
The first usage is ability or lack of ability in the present and future tenses.
Okay, can. It's the ability.
She cannot or she can't find her glasses. I can come back next week. The second usage is giving permission or expressing a prohibition. For example, you can't means you're not allowed to park in the staff car park, but you can, meaning you're allowed to, park in the visitors car park. The third usage is informal requests. It's okay to use can with friends or close colleagues and family, but not in formal situations. So you can say to a family member, can you turn the music down, please? Or can we have fish for dinner, please?
Say that because it's
the fourth usage is
informal.
General possibility. That's only with the positive verb can. For example, interest rates can go up or down. And the fifth usage is a negative deduction with can't. This is something that cannot be true.
It's negative verb.
For example, she looks very young. She can't be 18 yet. Or, the grass is dry. It can't have rained last night. Okay, that's all for can. Let's move on to could and couldn't. Could is the past tense of can, so it is used for ability or lack of ability in the past. For example, she couldn't, could not, find her glasses last night. Or, I could go back the following week. I was able to go back the following week. The second usage, permission and prohibition in the past. For example, last night we couldn't or weren't allowed to park in the staff car park, but we were allowed to park in the visitors car park. The third usage is to make a polite request. So in a more formal situation, could you spell your surname, please? Or, could we have a 10-minute break, please?
It's polite expression.
The fourth usage of could, the
Making
affirmative verb, is
suggestions.
making a suggestion.
You can
For example, in
say,
the dialogue, how do you suggest we
how
contact
do you
him?
suggest to contact him?
We could call his office.
We could call his office.
And
That's
the
suggestion.
fifth usage is a specific possibility, always with the positive verb, could. This is an alternative to may and might.
Might.
So we could say, it could snow tomorrow, a possibility for the future. You can also say, it may or might snow tomorrow, a possibility in the past. She could have missed her train last night. You can also say, she may or might have missed her train last night. And finally, a negative deduction,
deductions.
something that cannot be true, with
Negative.
couldn't. She looks very young. She couldn't be 18 yet. Or, the grass is dry. It couldn't have rained last night. So note that for a negative deduction, can't and couldn't are interchangeable. So there is no difference between she can't be 18 yet and she couldn't be 18 yet. Or between it can't have rained last night and it couldn't have rained last night. Moving on to the next modal verb, may.
It's the use of may.
The main usage of this modal verb is to ask for permission. For example, may we park in the staff car park?
Okay, that is asking
Or,
permission.
may I borrow your car?
Okay, that is asking permission, Keo.
Now, you can also use can and could to ask
Okay,
permission.
so you can
But
use can
may
and
is
could.
the most polite modal verb to use.
You can use can
You can
and
also
could
use
to
may
ask
to give or refuse
permission.
permission. But you will sound
Okay, so Keo, you can use may to ask permission. Actually, you can use can and could, like you will say, can I borrow your car? Okay, you can have that. But may is the most polite modal verb. Polite, it means with respect. It's different when you say, can I borrow your car? Or may I borrow your car? That is impolite. It in asking permission, the modal verb. Okay? So when you say, when you borrow, it's good thing to say, may I borrow your car? May I borrow your pencil? Than saying, can I borrow it? No.
more authoritative.
Okay.
Can is more friendly. Let's look at a couple of examples. So you can say, may we or could we park in the staff car park? This is polite. The
Polite.
answer, no you can't, but you can park in the visitors car park. That's the friendly way to answer, using can and can't. Now let's look at an informal situation. Can I borrow your car, Mum? This is informal.
Informal.
Son to mother. And the mother can answer, no, you may not, if she wants to be authoritative.
Okay, look at that one. Keo, listen. So if you think you can use here, look at this. You can say, may I park or may we park in the staff car park? That's polite. You ask permission. Your answer should be, no, you can't. But you can park in the visitor car park. That's friendly answer. It's friendly. When you say, can I borrow your car, Mom? That's informal. It's not polite. It's informal. So the answer of your mom, if the mom wants to be authoritative, or the mom wants, oh, this I am your mom, you should listen to me. See, the answer, the mom will say, no, you may not. Okay. From the word may, you have this authority to say no. Okay. Can is more friendly, but may is more authoritative when you answer. But when you ask, may is more polite.
Polite, impolite.
Okay, impolite, the can.
Now let's
Very
look
good.
at the usage of may and might for possibility.
Possibility.
As you saw earlier,
We have
it may
5
or
minutes
might
left,
snow tomorrow
Keo.
is a possibility for the future.
Oh, it's possibility. It
I
will
don't know why her
happen.
flight got cancelled. It might have been because of the snow. A possibility in
It's
the past.
possibility.
Do not use may if the situation is hypothetical. For example, if it hadn't snowed, her flight may not have got cancelled is not correct. In the
Okay.
third conditional, hypothetical situation, you must use might. If it hadn't snowed, her flight might not have got cancelled.
Okay, this is correct.
A little note about contractions. There is no contracted form for may, so avoid saying mayn't.
Mayn't.
It's
Yeah,
always
it's wrong.
may not. There is a contracted form for might, mightn't, but it's not very common. Okay, we can now move on to the next modal verb, should.
Okay, should.
The first usage is to express an opinion
Okay,
or to
that's
give
giving
advice or to ask
That's
for
it.
advice
We're done with that.
in the present and future situations. His birthday is coming up. I think we should send him a card. To my mind, we should all switch to solar energy. What do you think? Should I take up this offer? Right, the second usage of should is expressing an expectation. For example, the negotiations should end soon. I expect them to end soon. Or in the past, the negotiations should have ended by now. I expect them to have ended.
Okay, look at
The
Keo
third
here.
usage of should is expressing. His birthday is coming up. I think we should send him a card.
Okay, by using this Keo, you are expressing opinion or giving advice. So that's the use of should. His birthday is coming up. I think we should send him a card. That's opinion. Okay, like if someone is a birthday, you should send him a card. Okay, give him a gift. Next.
To my mind, we should all switch to solar energy. What do you think? Should I take up this offer? Right, the second usage of should is expressing an expectation. For example, the negotiations should end soon. I expect them to end soon. Or in the past, the negotiations should have ended by now.
Should have ended by now. So I expect the negotiations will ended
The
up
third
to have
usage
ended.
of should is expressing your regret or criticizing someone about a past action. So it is in the past. Should plus have done. I should have answered the phone. I regret not answering it. Or, you shouldn't have laughed at her. I am upset or angry that you laughed at her.
Okay, that's regret or criticizing. You will say regret.
Ought to. Ought to is a synonym for should. It sounds more formal than should.
Okay, when you say the word, if you hear the word Keo, ought to, it's the same meaning with the word should. Okay, when someone say ought to, it means you should too. I ought to sell my new shoes. I should sell my new shoes. That it's ought to, it sound more formal than should and less common. Okay, so it's not common to use ought to. So mostly we use only the word should, right, Keo? Keo?
Yeah.
Okay, so sometimes we use ought to. Okay, the word ought to is less common. It means it's not common, teacher. It's less common than the word should, which should is common. Okay, when we say should, it mostly we express regrets. Okay.
Small possibility. For example, if I should visit Sydney again. Right, moving on to must.
Okay, must, when no, the word must is
expressing a necessity felt by the
it's
speaker
needed. It's
to
needed.
do or not to do
must,
something.
You must do
in
it,
present
Keo.
and future
You
situations.
must study. That's,
for example,
expressing
I'm
necessity.
beginning to get a headache. I must take a break now. Or, we mustn't assume that this information is correct. We must double check
You must double check it.
To express a necessity
Mustn't
felt by the
assume.
speaker in the past, we need to use had to, because must does not have a past form.
Okay. So
for
remember, Keo, must don't have past form. Like can. Can, the past form of can is could. But must don't have. It's only must. So instead of if you are entailing must in the past tense, you have to use had to. Not mustn't or not must not or not mustn't or must not in the past. Must is only present tense, no past tense. You understand, Keo?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So for here, I guess, okay, we are already done with this one. So we started early, like 5 minutes, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so now teacher already discussed to you about the modal verbs. Okay, we discussed about modal verbs. Okay, so for now, Kayo, teacher Ann will be saying goodbye and I will see you tomorrow. Okay? Okay, Kayo
Okay.
boy? Okay, for now, teacher will say goodbye, Kayo boy.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, of course. Bye-bye.